Hi. Hello. Hi, Chris Morris. Nice to meet you. Hello. 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 Please have a...
Well, on any important issue in the EU, because we are a union of 28 members, it's difficult to reach consensus, and the consensus is always less than some of us would wish. We are uniquely, among EU members, a neighbor of both Russia and Ukraine. And actually, economically, we're already suffering because the purchasing power of both countries has dropped. But sanctions are a peaceful way to discourage bad behavior. And the crisis is far from over, and there is terrorism in eastern Ukraine, and that terrorism is being sponsored from abroad.
Do you think countries further west in the European Union actually get it? Do they get the nature of the threat?
Well, it is understandable that countries calculate their national interest on the basis of their own geopolitics. You know, we rally round with, say, the French over Central African Republic, even though, as you may imagine, Polish interests are not huge there. So we count on the solidarity of other members to understand our predicament. And also important pan-European principles are at stake. We had a reality in which leaders gave themselves the right to change borders by force when in their judgment their compatriots were being persecuted. We know that it led to hell. And we have, all of us as Europeans, an interest in preserving the European way of dealing with issues of minorities.
With hindsight, do you think that you and others who tried to push Ukraine much closer to the EU underestimated the strength of Russia's reaction?
Well, Ukraine did not react sufficiently robustly to the initial Russian boycott back in August, the trade boycott, because that was to be anticipated. The Baltic states went through it, Moldova went through it, Georgia went through it. It seems to be a kind of rite of passage in the post-Soviet world that if you want to run your independent foreign and trade policy, you have to face down a boycott, prove that you can live through it, and then you can have a normal relationship with Russia. But Ukraine failed to do that.
Do you feel nervous here in Warsaw?
We feel concerned for a friendly country such as Ukraine, with whom we share a lot of history. And we appreciate and support the pro-European aspirations of the Ukrainian people. You know, those demos in the Maidan of up to 800,000 people were the largest pro-European demonstrations anywhere in the world ever.